Hi, boys and girls. We're going to look at a few guided practice questions that are in your workbook. We're going to do number 1 and 2 together. I just wanted to show you what I do to try to help model it out and how you can use a number line to help you. You will see an example of that at the top of page 747 in your workbook. I just wanted to model out a few of those guided practice questions like we would do in class. So let's take a look at number 1. Okay. I'm going to read number 1 for you, and you can read along with me. Again, this is page 747 in your math workbook. You're going to be doing some practice in your workbook today for your assignment. So number 1 says, if a start time is 7:15 a.m. and an end time is 8:05 a.m., why do you not have to count hours to find the elapsed time? So I wrote out the start time, I wrote out my end time, and I know that the elapsed time is the time in between the start and the end. When I look at that on a number line, I could think about how much time is in between 7:15 and 8:05 by counting by tens. That's one strategy, and I can see that there's less than an hour in between those two times because it takes 60 minutes to make an hour. So when I count up by tens, just because that's an easy strategy that a lot of us have practiced with regular counting, we can do the same thing with minutes and time. So if I start with 7:15, I could say 7:25, 7:35, 7:45, 7:55, 8:05. How many jumps of 10 was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 tens gives me 50 minutes. So I can see that that elapsed time problem was less than an hour, okay? I can also show modeling that another way. So this is the exact same problem. My start time is still 7:15, and I'm going to 8:05. And if I know that 15 and 45 make an hour, 15 minutes and 45, I could do just one big jump of 45 instead of all of my 10-minute jumps. And I get to 8 o'clock, and then I could do a little jump of 5 minutes, and I know 45 plus 5 equals 50. So this is just an example of how you can model time problems more than one way and how the number line can be very helpful for modeling out solving time problems. So let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, a movie started at 2:30 and ran for 2 hours, 15 minutes. What time did the movie end? So I wrote down my important information. I know the start time. This time my unknown is the end time. They told me how long the movie lasted or how long it ran. That's another word for elapsed time. So I knew that information. Since they gave me the start time, I labeled that at the beginning of my number line, and I knew that I was going to be going 2 hours. So I made 2 one-hour jumps. So the number that changed on my number line at the bottom was the hour hand, or the hour number. I kept my 30 minutes the same. So 1 hour was 3:30. 2 hours gets me to 4:30. Then I needed to make a little jump showing the 15 minutes. And I know that 30 minutes plus 15 minutes is 4:45. So I know that the movie ended at 4:45, and I should have put PM there, and I forgot to do that. But we are still in PM. So these are just some examples of how you can model out your problems, and this is what you should be doing as you work in your workbook page. If there's not enough room given to you on the workbook page, then you need to get a piece of scrap paper like I did, okay? Please let your teacher know if you have questions. Good luck, guys.